Okay, I'm recording now. I'm ready to go. We can talk.
Okay, Tommy, let's start off with you. Give me your name, your age, and where you live.
Well, my name is Tommy Schaff, and I am currently 37 years old. I'll be 38 years old next week, though. So I guess technically I'm 38 years old, and I'm from Savannah, Georgia. And I currently am living in Ridgeland, South Carolina. Woohoo! Had to throw that in there.
Tommy, you have, let me just get your paper in front of me. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so, Tommy, tell me a little bit about, where you are right now in your life. What's at stake for you at this point in your game, and where you want to be going?
Well, right now in my life, I'm still obviously chasing this dream. I haven't been doing it as long as Tim. I've been doing it for a while now, but I love golf. I love to play, and I haven't had quite the success Tim has, but I've been pretty close a few times to having some pretty good success, and I just believe that, I can do good. I just have to believe in myself a little more. Oops, hold on a second, I just dropped that. I got to start over. The damn phone fell. Sorry. Anyways, what I was saying, right now in my career, I just feel like, that I can do this. I know I'm good, and Tim is making faces at me, and I can't talk with him making faces at me. All right, I need to start that over. Okay, you want me to talk about where I'm at in my life and with golf and everything, correct?
Yeah.
Because
Give me a little bit about where you've been, and right now what your current plans are, and how you're motivated to get forward through this year.
wow, where I've been up and down a lot the last few years. I'm actually real happy that I'm even here to be playing golf now today. 3 years ago, I shattered my elbow, and the doctors told me I'd never be able to play golf again. It was a pretty bad, a pretty bad break. It was a freak accident that happened. Luckily, I healed up pretty good, and so here I am again today. Still trying to fulfill this dream, and it's different now. When I first started doing this, I was single, and I don't think I took it as serious as I should have. I mean, I practiced a lot and played a lot, but mostly probably just played. And now, my girlfriend and I, we're not married yet. We'll probably get married sometime here in a year or so. We've talked about.
What's the date?
And we have a 1-year-old. Well, he's 14 months old now, and she has a 5-year-old. And so things are a little different now. I have a family to support, and fortunately, Sherry has a pretty good job. She makes good money, so there's not a lot of pressure on me, and she supports me. But it's cool to be able to try to provide for my family, through golf. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of pressure to, but I finished off this, last year, played pretty good and was able to, help out and provide a little, and it's exciting. I don't know. So hopefully I'm going to keep doing it for 2013.
About family too, which is good, and I want to ask about something we talked about before.
Yes.
You told me that you gave your son up for adoption when you were a young guy.
Yes, ma'am.
And that you got back in touch with him through because he's a friend of your friend's son.
Right. Yeah. Yes. When I was 19.
So,
You want me to tell you about that?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and run through that. I know it's kind of a long story, but if you can keep insight,
It's kind of long. I can get it down pretty quick. I can do it pretty quick.
That show should be on Oprah.
Tim said that should be on Oprah. Yeah. Yeah. When I was 19 years old, my girlfriend got pregnant, and her father advised us to put him up for adoption. So we put him up for adoption. Didn't really want to, but I didn't have any say. And I mean, at the time, being 19 and kind of in and out of college, was the right thing to do. Didn't want to though, but we did it. And then fast forward 15 years later, and golly, Tim, I can't. All right, sorry. Okay. Anyways, Tim keeps messing with me. You have to edit my thing out so much. I didn't even do nothing when he was talking. See, this is when you have TV cameras rolling here, watching his retarded behind. Anyways, so fast forward, like I said, 15 years later, I had a guy that I met through a previous girlfriend, and this guy was helping me out a little bit, paying for some golf tournaments, kind of sponsoring me a little bit. Super nice guy. And they had a son. His son was 15, and his son's best friend happened to be this kid named Joe. And everybody kept telling me, you have to meet this kid Joe. He looks just like you, and all this and everything. And So then him and I end up meeting, and the two boys kind of did the math and figured some things out, and then they started questioning me one day about if I ever had a kid, and I was like, no. And they asked me if I was ever married, and I was like, no. And then they finally got it out of me, you know, did you ever have a kid with somebody named Stephanie? And I was like, oh, yeah, wait a minute. So then it turned out that Joe was my son, and it's been probably the best thing that's ever happened to us. I mean, it's awesome. You know, he's over at the house. Matter of fact, he just turned 19 2 days ago on the 2nd. He was over at the house, and we hung out and played some basketball, hit some golf balls in the backyard, and he's like a little brother, actually. It's pretty cool. We have a good time. So, you know, when I'm home in between golf tournaments, you know, he's at the house, and Sherry gets kind of sick of it because it's a bunch of boys, but between Joe and our son Mason and Tanner, we got a house full of boys, and we're tearing up some stuff and having a good time. It's pretty cool.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let me ask you something real quick about that elbow that you talked about a minute ago, because I want to hear you say that, yeah, even though it was a really serious injury and I wasn't supposed to play golf anymore, I am still playing, and the only time it bothers me is on a cold day, but I'm totally good.
Okay. So talk about that.
Yeah, if you can just give me that kind of in your own words in a sense.
Yeah, like I said with my elbow, I shattered it, you know, 3 years ago, and like I said, the doctors told me, you know, that I probably would never be able to play golf again. He said maybe recreationally, and fortunately I healed up pretty good, and I was out for about almost 7-8 months, and you know, I started back probably too soon. The elbow was real sore in the beginning, and but now it's okay. I do have my days though when the weather's cold, or even like today, we were out practicing and it was raining off and on. It was real damp, and it kind of bothers me sometimes. And sometimes on the golf course, if I get like I remember well, it's happened to me a lot over the years. Like I end up in these divots, but I was in a divot this summer at a tournament. I think it was an e-golf event. I had to go down for the ball, and that kind of jarred it a little bit, and I was sore the rest of the day. But all in all, I know it hurts, but I've gotten used to it, and it's just I can't let it stop me because I love to play, and it's taken me a little longer than probably some people. You know, I'm a slow learner, but I'm getting there, and once I learn to trust myself on the golf course more, I think I can be really successful.
Okay, let's talk about those aspects of your game. You said that one of your stronger aspects is your driver. So, tell me that instantly.
Yeah.
The strongest part of my game is my driver, and I feel the weaker point of my game is probably my putting.
Yep, definitely, yeah. Okay, yeah, definitely. Definitely the strongest part of my game is my driver. Anybody who plays with me will say that. You know, my nickname back home is Iron Byron. At least with my driver, I don't miss a whole lot of fairways. I'm a decent iron player. I would like to be a little better, and obviously the weakest part of my game, I can't deny it, is definitely my mental game and my putting. Obviously, I mean, everybody wants to be better mentally. You got, you know, the mental aspect. You know, you gotta be positive and not get down yourself. And I have fought getting down myself over the years and put too much pressure on myself. You know, trying to perform and make money all the time. You know, because I've always needed money to go on to the next tournament, and instead of just letting it go. And I think that's probably what happens with my putting. I think sometimes I just, you know, because I do hit a lot of greens, and you know, and I'll just try way too hard to make putts sometimes because I feel like I have to make them all the time, and that kind of gets me in trouble sometimes. But I'm working on it.
Do you think that sports psychologist would help you out with that if you had access to one, and if you give me that in a sentence? You know, I really think a sports psychologist would help me kind of keep my head straight in that regard.
Yes, man. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta laugh for a second. Golly. Okay, yeah. A sports psychologist, I think, would definitely help my game. You know, I'm not trying to copy what Tim said, but you know, all the top athletes have a sports psychologist. You know, Tiger. You know, he had one when he was like 12 years old. I think I read somewhere. I mean, I would like to have one. I've never had one, so obviously, you know, maybe if I had the funds to try it, I mean, I'm sure it couldn't hurt.
Okay, good. Let me talk about the elbow. We talked about the skin. How about sponsors for you right now? Are you sponsor free at this point?
Yeah.
Or, you know,
Right now, currently right now, I'm just, you know, funding myself. I have my buddy Tony who helps out sometimes, you know, with the travel expenses and stuff, you know. It's been a big help, you know. But fortunately, I didn't play as good as Tim did in 2012, but fortunately, I played good enough throughout most of the year where I was able to make money and keep going, and finished off this end of this last year pretty good. Had a couple of pretty solid tournaments and made a couple decent checks where I keep going into this year, and you know, hopefully, you know, we're down here in Florida this week, you know, playing some small stuff, you know, and you know, you're not going to make a lot of money in these, but you know, if you just make a little bit, just keep building it up and building it up, and I think the way my game is starting to progress, that I could do that. And, if I ever, you know, if I get a sponsor, that'd be great too. I would love to have a sponsor, but you know, it's all good. We make what we got. That didn't make any sense. I mean, I do best with what I got. I mumbled again that time. All right, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Let me ask you something about Tim.
Yes, ma'am.
As a golfer, just so I can get a little bit of this. What have you learned from him as far as like how it has improved your game? I like what you're saying. Okay, I definitely learned from him. I watched him when he does this and this, and I definitely picked up this and this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's been a good teacher, even though he doesn't know it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Over the years, I've learned lots of things from Tim. He's, for starters, my short game. He has helped me with my short game a lot. Matter of fact, when we went to Morocco last year, my short game wasn't the greatest, and we got over there in a lot of firm conditions, and I've never been one to hit a lot of bump and runs and hit the ball low. I've always been, you know, when I first started playing golf, you know, I had a 60-degree wedge, and I'm going to chip with it everywhere, and Tim taught me how to get the ball on the ground more and chip with my 7, 8, 9 iron, stuff like that, and when to hit the right shot and when to play to the safe side, and just the mental aspect, you know, trying to trust myself more and believe in myself. You know what I mean? If I believe in myself as much as he did and some of my other friends believe in me, I probably would be very successful, maybe as successful as Tim has. But I definitely have learned the short game has been phenomenal what he's helped me with, and just the everyday things, you know, he helps me with my alignment and just everything, really. I mean, I know it's kind of a broad answer, but definitely the short game and definitely the mental game, the drive. Just watching his determination on the golf course when you play with him, you know, because there's been so many times where him and I would be playing, and I would be up on him early and get up on him and start kicking his ass, and then next thing you know, he tracks me down a lot of times. I mean, I've had his number a lot too, but the drive, just the determination, you know, he can shake off a bad hole, a bad shot, you know, and that's why I've learned caddying for him. He does get down himself sometimes, but he definitely can shake it off, you know. He's the way he can bounce back, you know, and the consistency, you know, and the scoring, you know. My scores don't fluctuate a whole lot either, you know. My scores don't get real high. They haven't gotten as low as I'd like this year. You know, I did have a few low rounds, but you know, I'm always kind of right around there, and that's all stuff I've learned from Tim.
And tell me about how you did in 2012. You were obviously e-golf the Morocco thing. What else have you done, and where are you heading into 2013?
Okay, yeah. In 2012, you know, we got the phone call to go to Morocco and hadn't done anything up until that point. You know, I was caddying part-time at a golf course and working part-time at Evan Watts giving lessons, and then we went to Morocco and we played 8 events over there, and I played real solid. I made 7 out of 8 cuts. I made more cuts than everybody while we were over there. Tim won more, but I made more cuts while we were there. That was we joked about that a lot, and I had a few top 10s, and then came back, played the e-golf tour. I think I played 5 events out there, and I made 4 out of 5 cuts out there. In the last 2 events, I played pretty solid. And then we played just some smaller 2- and 3-day events here and there, all over the place. And I made checks in most all the tournaments we played in. You know, I won a tournament on this tour called the IGTA Tour. It was a 2-day event, but I played real solid in that. And Tim and I played some other stuff, and I made checks in most all the tournaments I played in. So heading into 2013, I'm not trying to put expectations on myself, but I feel like it's, you know, I really feel like my game's progressing where I should be able to win. You know, I would like to win. You know, I've won some 2 days and some 3 days. I've never won a 4-day event. I'm not trying to think I should go out there and win all the time or try to win, but if I can just keep improving and hitting good quality golf shots and then letting the numbers fall where they fall, and hopefully everything will take care of itself, and you know, we'll be successful in 2013 wherever I'm playing.
Very good, very good. And then I know that you have a young son and a young stepson. There's obviously sacrifices being made on your end. Can you do me that in a sentence? Like, what makes it hard for you, but what makes you still be determined to pursue the career?
Well, I'd say what makes it hard being home from being gone from home. Well, last year we went to Morocco. We were gone for, you know, quite a few weeks there.